Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're down in the vegetable garden doing some cleanup. I've been going around from garden to garden getting it all ready for winter, and now it's the vegetable garden's turn. We just finished the cut flower bed on the outside of the vegetable garden. Now we're coming on the inside to get the raised beds put away for the winter. The first bed back here is the asparagus bed. I got everything chopped down just laying here. I'm actually going to chop this up a little bit more, maybe step on it, crush it, and get it over into the compost, because that is good material for the compost. The roots of the asparagus reach way down into the soil where a lot of other plants don't reach. So it brings up a bunch of different minerals and nutrients that other plants just don't have access to. I also have some garlic in this bed. Now, I didn't harvest this garlic. I planted this garlic spring or February last year and never harvested it. I don't know why. Maybe it was just overgrown. But if we look there, let's just take a look. It is split. So the garlic bulb split, and then now it's putting off all new baby shoots. What I could do is just take all these and get them planted right now in the late fall, and they should grow into nice garlics. So maybe I'll do that. I know sunglasses aren't the best to hold a camera to, but it is bright and I can't see in the light. The next bed I have here is the greens bed, and it still has some kale going off pretty good. It's actually recovering nicely after the cold weather we've had. The chard isn't doing as well, so I'll be pulling all of that out and taking it up to Mumbles and the ducks. I also have some other greens in here. Here's an onion or a leek that I never harvested, so I do want to get these out. These will go straight to the compost. I have a Brussels sprout in here that I planted in the spring and left go all fall long, and you can see it actually formed some nice Brussels sprouts. Now they are infested with bugs and stuff, so I'm not going to eat these, but this will be a nice plant to take up to the birds and give them some nice greens that they don't have access to right now. My ducks and chickens are getting spoiled up there with all the greens that I've been pulling out of the gardens and growing for them here in the fall, but I'm running lower and lower on the greens, so I'm going to try and stretch these ones out as long as I can going into winter here. And the J bed, the puppy seems to think that there's something living in here. Hopefully not. He's been digging around in here, but you can see these massive radishes. There we go. Look at these things. Never harvested these radishes and they got huge. Let me get this one. Look at this. That is just amazing. I wish the pigs were still around that they could eat these, but these will go into the compost because they are frozen. So they're actually mush. They got real cold and they turned to mush. But I'm gonna get all these pulled out of here. Some of these greens can go up to the ducks. This is all fennel here that I'll cut back. It's already dead, so I'm just gonna toss that into the compost. As well as these artichoke heads. I could definitely get some seeds off of this. I really slacked on collecting seeds this year. I wanted to get it off the lettuces and a bunch of other stuff, and I just didn't harvest a lot of seeds like I wanted to. There's actually, what is this? This is garlic that I didn't harvest? I thought I harvested all my garlic. I must have missed some. Well, it seems like there's going to be some surprises as I go through and clean up these beds, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started, set the camera up on the time lapse, and we'll get going.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here.
Now that she's all cleaned out, we can actually get a look at what's still growing in here. I do have fennel recovering. That's some more fennel that's recovering. You can see how this is all growing back in here, and even the stuff on the outside of the bed's growing back. We have a lot of what I believe would be garlic in here that I thought I picked, and I guess I did not pick all my garlic like I thought. Now I tried to cut off a bunch of the plants at the base and leave the root system in there, unless it was a big pile of grass, and I tried to get all the roots out of the grass. Puppy, what'd you just find? You got a mole, buddy. Good job, bud. Pulled a mole out of the bed. That's what you were hunting for? You're always working, puppy. We have a bunch of onions over here too, which I don't know if, yeah, they're all junk. So they'll all go get ripped out, and these will all go to the compost. I don't want to leave them in here. I mean, I guess I could since they're soft, but in case some of them are still good, I want to rip them out, throw them in the compost so they don't try and regrow and grow seed next year. That's pretty cleaned out. I'm gonna leave the garlic in there for now while I work on the rest of the raised beds. If you missed it, I also got the pergola garden all cleaned up and ready for winter. I installed a new walking path all the way around, did brick edging around the front between the driveways. So make sure you go ahead and check out those videos of getting the whole pergola ready for winter. Now I'm gonna go through the greens bed and the asparagus bed. I'm gonna pick out anything that I don't wanna leave. Sometimes you can cut and drop, but there is weeds in here that probably have seeds that are still active, and I wanna get all of those out of here. And then I'm gonna leave anything that's still growing, like I said, so I can pick them off piece by piece and give them to the birds for nice healthy snacks. Then for last, I have one more raised bed that I need to get to out there.
It's clear to see from up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Here's my cricket trap that never worked. And this is the last raised bed that needs to be cleaned out. It's what I call a straight bed, but I don't know if it might be straight bed number 1, because I have plans for a number 2 going right about right there where Puppy is. This was the surplus or overflow bed. It wasn't actually filled up till later in the spring, so I didn't have plans for it. It's just where all my extras went. I had an Ace 55 tomato here that didn't quite come to fruition before the frost came, so it didn't actually give me anything. I also had some cucumbers in here, a little cucumber, the zucchini, a lot of Brussels sprouts is what you see right now, and that's the greens that I'm going to save for the ducks and mumbles. I had a little pippin pepper in here I got from my aunt. It had little orange snacking peppers, as well as another zucchini on this side. We had onions on this side and leeks. So these leeks got pretty big. I would have really liked to harvest these and make something out of these leeks, but I just never got around to it. I took on a lot this year with trying to finish up the pond construction, expanding the vegetable garden, and getting over 60 animals up in the barn this year. I had my hands full, so the garden kind of took a back seat. So I'm trying to get a little bit more organized for next year so I can give the vegetable garden the attention it needs. I also had a geranium kiss tomato over here that was perfect for my niece because she loves those little ones. But it didn't produce before the frost came, and they all turned to mush, so no tomatoes out of this bed. This bed really only produced food for the animals. I was able to harvest some things for the animals and the zucchinis, and I had pumpkins growing out of this side, but they didn't go too big, so they went to the animals as well. But now it's time to come in and cut everything out of here. I'll save the greens for the animals, and then I'm going to cover the bed with a nice layer of leaves that I have piled up here from all of our big maple trees around the property. I saved the leaves because it's going to be perfect mulch to go across the tops of these beds and keep all the microbes and mycorrhiza fungi nice and warm for the winter.
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. To be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
before we tuck the beds in for winter with the leaves, I want to take the ducks up. A nice little green snack. Chickens, where's the ducks? Why aren't the ducks outside, chickens? Puppy. Mumbles. Hi, Mumbles. Here, chickens. You can have some. Mumbles, what's going on, buddy? Why are y'all inside? I got greens, Mumbles. Guess I'll just throw it into the pen. They can get it when they come out. I don't know, that's a nice bed of greens for them, but they just don't want to come out and get any. I don't know, puppy. I guess we'll go back to work. Where are you going? Yeah, where are you going? Pond is full. It's looking good. Big old white bald-faced hornets. I don't know what to call them, but they're the big mean bees, and they have a huge nest up in that maple tree. Now the easy part, all the beds are cleaned out. I just have to scoop up some leaves from this big pile that I have here and layer it across all the beds. Alright, now all the beds are tucked away for the winter. They have a nice layer of dead leaves on them. The leaves are actually a little bit wet, so that's just helping them compost a little bit faster. I left a lot of these greens in here just to feed to the animals, but I covered up the rest of the bed in here real thick with the leaves. These leaves are going to mold and then rot over time, so it's going to leave a lot of nutrients right here into the bed for next spring. I did end up leaving this garlic in here for now. I just don't feel like dealing with it right now. Pull them out and separate them all. They might grow fine, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever left your garlic in an extra year. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these go and see what happens to the garlic next year. We also left a Brussels sprout here in the straight bed because it does have a lot of nice Brussels sprouts on it. I'm gonna see if I can harvest any of these off for myself. They are growing on there, so I'm going to leave them go. Even though the beds are put away, there's still a lot of work to do left here in the vegetable garden to get it ready for winter. I want to store these pipes so they don't keep freezing. I want to get this whole strip cleaned off. There's landscape fabric under here that I can clean this whole area up and it'll look nice and neat again. Now that the raised beds are all put away for winter and the cut flower garden is put in, I can start focusing on the rest of the vegetable garden. So if you like gardening videos, make sure to subscribe down below, because next video we will be cleaning up the rest of the vegetable garden and getting the pumpkin patch and vegetable strip cleaned up and amended for the end of the season. That's all for this one. If you want some more content coming from Whitt Acres, make sure to check out the description below with all my other channels. I also have an Amazon affiliate link. If you want to click that link and then do your Amazon shopping, I will get a small portion of the proceeds, no extra cost to you. I also have an Instagram with a bunch of beautiful pictures around the property that I can't fit into the videos. You can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.